For the United States Africa Command, a full-spectrum combatant command, U.S. AFRICOM is responsible for all U.S. Department of Defense operations, exercises, and security cooperation on the African continent, its island nations, and surrounding waters. Mission Statement of AFRICOM. United States Africa Command, with partners, disrupts and neutralizes transnational threats, protects U.S. personnel and facilities, prevents and mitigates conflict, and builds African partner defense capability and capacity in order to promote regional security, stability, and prosperity. AFRICOM Timeline 2007. The Bush administration announces that it will establish the first U.S. African command structure, AFRICOM. Libya, South Africa, Nigeria, and Zimbabwe denounced the concept, with most other African nations soon taking a similar stand. 2008, President Bush visits Africa and encounters near unanimous rejection of his AFRICOM plan. Only Libya showed an interest in hosting the AFRICOM headquarters. Since its inception, AFRICOM has been based in Stuttgart, Germany. Despite fierce opposition from many African states, AFRICOM is established on October 1st, 2008, but forced to maintain its headquarters in Stuttgart, Germany. 2009, Muammar Gaddafi of Libya, the elected president of the African Union, continues African opposition to basing AFRICOM in Africa. 2011, United Nations Security Council Resolution 1973 authorizes a no-fly zone in Libya. NATO forces, led by the US, France, and United Kingdom, quickly violate the agreement and embark on a bombing campaign with an intent to change the government of Libya. After a massive bombing campaign in support of right-wing Islamic forces by the US and NATO, Gaddafi and remaining government forces are surrounded in the city of Sirte, where he is captured and brutally murdered in October. 2012. Captured Libyan arms are deployed to various armed groups, including Al-Qaeda and Islamic Maghreb. The result is enhanced military capacities of Boko Haram in Nigeria, civil war in Mali, destabilization and armed conflict in Central African Republic, Chad, Niger, and dismembering of Libya. AFRICOM trained soldier Captain Amadou Sanogo led a coup in Mali that overthrew a democratically elected government. 2014. Estimated between 5,000 to 8,000 U.S. troops in Africa. The U.S. carried out 674 military missions across the continent, an average of nearly 2 per day, and an increase of about 300% since U.S. Africa Command was launched in 2008. The U.S. carried out 674 military missions across the continent, an average of nearly 2 per day, and an increase of about 300% since U.S. Africa Command was launched in 2008. 2015. AFRICOM trained soldier General Gilbert Diender led a coup in Burkina Faso. A report was surfaced in 2015 that revealed the forms of U.S. military presence in Africa. U.S. military presence is divided into 3 categories of basing. First, forward operating sites. Second, cooperative security locations. Third, contingency locations. Another category for measuring U.S. military presence is the military-to-military cooperative agreements with various African states. 2016. 46 bases, a network now consisting of 2 forward operating sites, 13 cooperative security locations, and 31 contingency locations. Many of the military-to-military partnerships, which the command has with 53 of Africa's 54 states, include agreements to cede operational command to AFRICOM. Camp Lemonnier in Djibouti, one of 2 main forward operating sites in Africa, has been expanded from 88 acres to about 600 acres since 2002. In 2006, only 1% of all U.S. commandos deployed overseas went to Africa. In 2016, over 17% of U.S. commandos deployed overseas were in Africa. The U.S. has been expanding the drone and cooperative security locations in Niger with Camp Agadez. The U.S. is investing over $100 million and is in the area where 4 Special Forces personnel were killed in 2017. Since the launch of AFRICOM in 2008, there has been a 1,900% increase in U.S. military presence on the African continent. 2017, U.S. troops are now conducting 3,500 exercises, programs, and engagements per year. An average of nearly 10 missions per day on the African continent, according to the AFRICOM Commander General Thomas Waldhauser. Africa has witnessed the most dramatic growth in deployment of America's elite troops of any region of the globe over the past decade. This timeline and information about AFRICOM has been brought to you by Black Alliance for Peace.